Well, hey crafty friends, it's Heidi Scott with DIY Dreaming, and on this video tutorial we're going to be using part of Magnolia's February 2026 Craft Club project. We're going to be using the stencil, which is called an Artful Mandala, to finish my jean jacket. So I'm going to show you what I've done with it so far. I have tons of ideas. And I would have finished this jacket sooner, but I did it like the day before we left for our trip to Portugal, which, while we were there, the first day that I put it on, we were in the lobby of our hotel, and this really nice lady said, "Oh my gosh, I love your jacket." And I said, "Thanks, I made it," which is pretty cool. And she was like, "Wow." Of course, I didn't sew it. It was a jean jacket that I purchased at Walmart, but I did do the back. Oh, so sorry. Okay, so let me show you what I have going on here, and then we'll finish this off. This was the actual project. It was a tote bag, and Magnolia showed it differently. They did part of the mandala in one quarter and part of it up here. I actually did mine in the center, and while we were in Portugal, we used this to go to the market a couple times to pick up stuff that we needed. And so my bag is a little bit dirty, but I can wash it. So that was the Craft Club project. After I was done with that, I made this denim jacket. Look how great that looks. Okay, this denim jacket, in case you love it, I love it. I'm going to put it on in just a second. It came from Walmart just like 2 weeks ago. I got an XL. I could have probably gotten an L because it runs really big, but I didn't have time to change it, so I have an XL. And it's No Boundaries brand, and it's a real oversized denim jacket. Don't look at the front. Let me see if I can put this on. It's great for wearing over sweaters, and you can see. So this is white ink is the first layer. Then I heat set it with a hot iron. And then I went over it one more time, but kind of scooched my stencil over and up a little bit using this, which is called Berry Blue ink. And it looked pretty good just with the white ink too. So we're going to finish. I'm going to put something right here. And then I'm thinking about putting something also at the elbow, but I'll see, one step at a time. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about here. Before I came live, I did the plan in white ink. And this is it. Okay, so it's above the pocket on one side, and it's not perfect because I tell you what, it is hard to stencil close to a seam. It just is. Anyways, so this is 100% dry because I did it earlier this morning, and I'm so mixed up with my time, if you're watching this live, that I feel like going to bed at 8 p.m. and then I feel like getting up in the morning at 5. So I've been up for a while, so I had plenty of time to do it. And once it was dry, then I just took a piece of parchment paper and laid that over the top of it. Took my iron, set on cotton, no steam, and I heat set this first layer for 3 or 4 minutes. And so this could be washed right now if I wanted, and I could leave it in white, which I think looks pretty good. But I'm going to add blue so it makes sense and goes with the back. Okay? Let me move my iron out of the way and we'll do it. Tell me in the comments what you would do with this stencil. It's called Artful Mandala. I love it. It reminds me a lot of the original mandala lace that Magnolia used to have several years ago. It's just a teeny bit smaller than that, and I absolutely love it. Okay, so I'm gonna spread out here. So I have used my Artful Mandala Stencil. I have used it now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times and washed it. And it's still great. It's, I maybe left it in water a little bit too long this morning. So, but it's great. It'll last for another 20 more times, probably, if not longer. And about Craft Club, before I actually jump into this project, Craft Club is a once a month club. Everything comes to your door for a whole entire project, whether it's a tote bag, a banner, oh my gosh, a wood cutting board. They change it up every month. Like, for example, a couple months ago it was this. This is scorch paste. And it says, "You had me at homemade." It was this cute little wood cutting board. And then I'm just looking here to see if I have anything else out. Anyways, it's always a huge variety of different projects. And I have quite a stencil collection that I have built 1 month at a time with my Craft Club stencils. I'll be able to use this for a long time to come. So it's $24.95 plus tax and whatever your local shipping is. It comes once a month automatically. It's always different. It includes a surface, a stencil. Sometimes it's a rub-on transfer, so in that instance it would be a little bit different. But it'll include either your chalk paste or your ink or your scorch paste, a brand new squeegee, an instruction sheet, and then they do a video too. So it's great. If you have not joined my Craft Club yet, you really should. And you really should this month, because this is an awesome project. Okay, right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of lay my stencil down and get it sort of lined up with where, oh, and also I want to add some tape here, where my last stencil, the white, went. And then I'll just scooch it over a smidge and up a smidge. And it makes it look almost like you have shading. It's just so cool. This is just to help me to know where the end of my design will be, so I don't get a whole bunch of ink stuck in like the stitching here. And this tape is not going to hurt my stencil at all. So you could use blue painter's tape. I just had some masking tape handy, and that's what I'm using. Okay, can you see that? So now I'm going to kind of match this up. It doesn't have to be perfect, because I'm going to scooch it over and up anyways. And that looks pretty good. Okay, so if I put my ink on right now, and I'm using this blue color, this berry blue, if I put it on right now, look at this color, it would be exactly over the top of the white. So what I want to do gently is scooch it over just a smidge, and then scooch it up just a smidge, and it will look like a shadow. I don't want it up too much. So, just looking, see how this looks. Okay, then let me grab a stir stick. I forgot that. Okay, I'm going to use my ink here like a little cement almost, and I'm just going to blob it on in a couple of areas, and it will help my stencil stay in place for the time being. Oops. I've already got it all over my hands, and now I need a napkin. Okay, so this is probably too much ink, but that's okay. I'll scrape whatever is left over off, and I will just pop it right back in my tin, my little pot. Okay, so I'm going to do the majority of it before I attempt to do the area that is right close to the seam. And I can see right now that I have 10 times more chalk paste, or ink, sorry, than what I even need. Also, I have more on my fingers. That's too much. So when you're working with the ink project, what I can tell you is that it's basically the same as when you're working with chalk paste. You want to get your stencil covered, and then you want to force yourself to stop. Because if you keep going over and over and over and over, you can accidentally end up putting too much medium on your stencil and pushing it through, and then it can look really blurry, which I know already that this is not going to look perfect right bumped up against the seam. It just isn't. Okay, let me have a little peek. And it looks pretty good. I do see one little area that I completely missed. And it's heavier in some areas and not, but this is a homemade, handmade project. So let's take this off and have a little peek. It looks awesome. And then plug it in my tub of water and try to clean my fingers off. Let me do that before I touch anything else. And then when it's 100% dry, I will get pictures. And what I want to say about this is when I did it on the back of my jacket, that was a lot easier because it's flat, completely flat. And so the lines are crisper. But nobody's going to be measuring my the front of my jacket to see how exactly even I did anything. And I think it's going to be fabulous. So I will wait for this to be mostly dry, which is going to be 2 or 3 hours. And then I will help it along a little bit, either with my heat gun or a blow dryer until it's completely dry. I'll remove the tape. And then just like I showed you at the beginning of this video, I'll use a piece of parchment paper and I will heat set it. And then, you guys, this Magnolia ink is fabulous to work with. It will be permanent. It will be wearable, washable. It's soft. It's not crunchy. It's not going to chip or fade or peel off. So, if you're doing a piece of clothing or a tea towel or a tote bag or a pillow or a t-shirt, a pair of jeans, anything that is going to need to be washed, you need ink. You cannot use chalk paste on that kind of a project because it is not permanent and there's no amount of heat setting you can do on chalk paste to make it behave like this. Also, if you try ink or try paint like from a craft store, it is going to dry crunchy and crispy, and when you bend your fabric, it will crack. It can have a tendency to peel up. it's rough, and it's not going to wash well or dry well or be comfortable to wear. So you definitely need Magnolia ink, which does not hurt the Magnolia stencils at all. So I think it looks great. I'm excited to see what it looks like after it's 100% dry. It's not perfect, but I did it. And that lady, when she asked me about my jacket and I said, I made it, she looked at me like, what? And there were a lot of people in the lobby, so I didn't have time to have a conversation really about how I did it. But she was like, that is awesome. I love it. So if you haven't joined Craft Club yet, you really should, and you should do it this month. And if you just write craft or club, no, write club, sorry, club here in the comments, then I will send you my link. I'll send you a personal message here through Facebook with my link that you can just click it and open it, and you can see exactly what comes in it. You can see exactly the pricing information. You can see some examples of past months' crafts. You can find out exactly all the details of how it works, and you can sign up if you would like to, which I think you totally should, because the Craft Club projects have been awesome lately. Later this week, I'm going to dig out all of my past Craft Club stencils, and I'm going to show you what a huge variety of different designs and styles there are, and just how, if you haven't done this before, it's a great way to learn, and it's a great way to start building a collection that you can use this year, next year, the year after. You can use it with chalk paste, with ink, you can use it with scorch paste, you can use it with bleach art gel, you can use it even with gilding size if you want. So there's tons of different things that you can, oh, etching, you can use it with glass etching too. So lots of different things that you can do. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. So just say club if you want me to send you a message with a link to look, no pressure. And do a this or a this, that's a heart. Feel free to sprinkle, and be looking here later, quite a bit later in the day, and I'll get pictures and I'll post them here in this post and also just on DIY Dreaming. Okay, have a blessed and wonderful day. Thanks for joining me.